all trying to call me.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is what it is. Yeah, it's a Monday.
It's a Monday. Monday fun day.
Now, welcome, morning crankers. It's tiring. Maybe it's because of how cold it was yesterday.
Rainy and cold.
Yeah. That's kind of an understatement, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I mean, it's Saturday. Beautiful, right? Just beautiful day, right?
Yeah, was beautiful.
And I'm not going to complain about yesterday, but it was a little bit chilly.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go outside in short sleeves yesterday.
Right.
Could it be? And that's why I think my voice it's not going. It's just like...
It's a little raspy this morning.
Yeah, it's just a little different today. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Morning Crankers. We got a pretty dang good show.
We sure do.
We want to talk about a few things today. Like, one, kids don't play the senior assassin game.
No.
You can find out what that is later in the show.
Yes.
This weird thing happened where the Yankees beat the Brewers. Okay, should have never happened. Yankees being Yankees, Yankees, Dodgers, Reds. Those three teams.
Hey, come out. Hey. No. I got to get a word in. The Reds, we ain't no big market team. Get out of here. Oh.
Anyways,
right,
so the Yankees had the record now, most homers in a team game, right?
Yeah.
Except they used new Torpedo bats.
Okay.
So we're going to have to talk about that a little bit because something seems a little schmelly.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Two games, one game record, the next game almost record with different torpedo-shaped bats.
Any other teams using those torpedo bats?
None. Yeah, isn't that weird?
It is weird.
France accuses U.S. diplomats of meddling with DIKTAT about the new DEI policies. I think we should talk about that a little bit.
Right.
A Peruvian fisherman. It is a story of survival. We're going to talk about that. We'll start with this before we go to the National Day. March 31st, National Days today. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of weird ones. There's ones that shouldn't be National Days at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Are you an IHOP fan?
I'm okay with IHOP. They're not one of my favorite breakfast places.
How come?
I don't know.
What do you dislike about IHOP?
Their slow service, I guess.
Okay.
Seems like every time I go to an IHOP, it don't matter where it's at, it seems like it's slow.
Well, it's because they can't walk. They got to hop.
Right.
But you do like Applebee's, right?
Yeah, I do like Applebee's.
So it was announced that Applebee's and IHOP are melding together.
Apple hop.
Yeah, well, it's a new thing. IHOP and Applebee's are blending brands. They're going to have new restaurants are going to share a menu. And the kitchen between both brands and the front of house will also be blended. Blended family of companies.
There you go.
Now, you like Applebee's, right?
Right.
What do you like about them?
They've got better food.
They do, but you know what I've noticed about Applebee's? It's very, very regional.
Yes.
Like you go up to Minnesota Applebee's have a completely different menu than Missouri Applebee's.
That's true.
Then you go down to the Southeast, they got a completely different menu than both of them.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
I mean, there's some good stuff. Like they used to have a Western sriracha chicken.
Yeah.
Did you ever have that?
I think I have.
It was actually pretty darn good.
I've tried quite a bit of their food over the year.
Yeah, for sure. So Apple hop
or bee hop.
Well, I mean, it could be either one, but will you go?
I would.
Okay. Would you take a lucky lady?
I sure would.
What would you expect her to get?
Whatever she wants on the menu.
Oh, you're one of them pleasers.
Always am.
You aim to please. Welcome to March 31st. Can you believe that next week, we are in the second quarter after...
I know.
Today, tomorrow, we're in the second quarter.
It's unreal.
25%, 1/4.
Yeah.
Of the year is gone already.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
So it's Anesthesia Tech Day.
Okay.
Crayola Crayon Day. That's kind of a fun one. Colorful.
Yeah.
Colorful day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Kids love that.
Oh, well, I mean, and so do parents. It's also Cesar Chavez Day.
Huh.
Eid El Fitr Day.
Right.
It's National Epres Day. Yeah. It's Hug a Medievalist Day. Where do they come up? I mean, like this.
Some of these are unreal.
I mean, like, this is literally on the National Day calendar.
Right.
Okay. So, Hug a Medievalist. Where did this come from?
I have no idea.
I'm saying, like, Dungeons and Dragons people.
It's what they're saying, like, or somebody like from Lord of the Rings or something.
Well, no. This couldn't, when I look at Lord of the Rings, I look at those guys. Like, if I was politically talking about them, they would be the conservative Middle Eastists.
Right.
Or medievalists.
Yeah.
Okay, but if it's a Hug a Medievalist Day, I'm going kind of progressive.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
I'm saying it is, yeah.
Like, give me a hug, but don't touch my sword.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or maybe these are the medievalists that were anti-war.
It could be.
You know what I mean? Like, they could give out empty bags of hope.
Yep. Hopium.
Yeah.
Bags of hopium.
It's National Eiffel Tower Day. Don't know why that's a day here in America, but it is.
Yeah.
Here's one. The National Bunsen Burner Day. Today is a celebration day for National Bunsen Burner Day on March 31st, remembering the history of science and the inventor behind this important tool found in every high school, the Bunsen burner.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean...
It's true.
Yeah, well, it is, kind of.
Yeah.
Not only is it National Crayola Day, it's also National Crayon Day. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, how can you get any closer, right?
It's National Clams on the Half Shell Day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many of these days would you actually, like, be happy about having the day?
Probably about a third.
What, that many?
Yeah.
It's National Farm Workers Day.
No, that should be a good one. That should be every day, though.
Well, here's something. The labor force on farm plays a pivotal role in bringing crops to fruition.
There you go. Wow.
It's National She's Funny That Way Day. That's for ladies who make us laugh out loud.
Nice.
Thank you for those ladies.
Yeah, I really appreciate them.
Yeah, who doesn't like a funny lady?
Oh, I love it.
I was thinking about a song, like how we could do this song, and it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It's about special ladies.
Right.
She's that kind of lady.
Yep.
But doing it in a funny way.
Okay.
She's a special lady because she's that kind of lady.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think.
Like, we could go so many ways with that song.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it would be a funny song, but it may be offensive.
Could be.
But remember, it's not offensive if it's true.
That's right.
Right? But just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is it okay to be offensive even if it's true? Or just because you can be offensive with it, should you not? That's my question.
I guess because it's true.
Well, it is true, but it could be offensive even if it is true. But even because, it's not really offensive if it's true, but some people do think that.
Yeah. Some people just need to block things out.
Well, like we were talking earlier, it's kind of like one of those things like, you're conservative or you're progressive.
Yeah.
I would say that
I'm in the middle.
Well, I kind of am too. I lean a little bit more conservative.
I'm a middle right center, I guess.
Well, I'm not like I used to be.
I used to be pretty full-blown libertarian.
Well, politics is just...
It's changed.
Well, it's always been evil, and the ugly maskets came off. Politics suck.
They do.
You know what I mean? Like, when is the last time that something good came out of politics for you?
Nothing.
Yeah, can you remember a time?
No.
And that's what I keep telling people. People are out there fighting against each other and burning cars and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm like, when is the last time anybody did something good for you except for stand up and just blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. Well,
right.
You.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is what it is. It's also prom day, National Prom Day. It's National Seward, Alaska Day. I guess that's kind of a cool place. You ever been there?
I have not.
You haven't been there?
Nope. I've been there a lot. Have you?
No. But I'm just surprised because you're the traveler.
Yeah, I haven't went that far up.
I've been to every state in the lower 48. And then I've been to Canada, and I've been to Mexico, and I've been to the Bahamas.
Wow, you've been everywhere, man.
Well, I've been everywhere, man. It's
Right.
Terry's Day. That was this woman that became comatose. She was at a battle for the right to live or die. So that was kind of one of those days.
Right.
It's Transfer Day. And you're probably saying Transfer Day, but it's not trans in the way you're thinking. It's Transfer Day.
Transfer Day.
Yeah, this is when the United States of America bought the Virgin Islands for the price today of a New York penthouse.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like good deals.
Right.
You know what I mean? We need good deals.
We do.
It's also World Backup Day. That's like backup your computer day. It's like a reminder.
Oh.
It's kind of like a Hallmark holiday for the tech geeks.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget to buy this 1 terabyte thing of RAM for your backup day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like send emails about that day. And it's also Transgender Day of Visibility.
Okay. Are they ghosts or something?
Well, that's, more hoobly boobly, if you know what I'm saying. It says, let's join the trans community to celebrate not fitting in when we yearn to stand out. And I think they do a pretty good job of standing out to the point that it makes you kind of get angry. Like, we see you.
Right.
We just don't agree with you.
Right, exactly.
Who are you, bear?
Live your life the way you want to live it.
Yeah. Well, that's
Okay,
kind of where
boo-boo?
we're at. Yeah. Here's your boo-boo. Here's the thing. I'm not against anybody unless it starts hurting me or my family.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So
You do you, as they always say.
I don't think you need a day of visibility because you're just as visible as everybody else.
Yeah.
And then I saved the best for last. Okay, man. I just did it on purpose. It's National Tater Day.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I love taters.
Me too. Everything about taters. Like
I like fried taters.
fried taters, baked taters.
Homemade French fry.
Like, have you ever had those half rounds?
Yeah.
They're like a tater tot, but thinner ones.
Yeah, I love those.
Those are
Crispy
things are
crown.
amazing. Actually, I was shopping over at, I think it was called Ozark something freight, discount freight.
Discount freight, yeah.
And you could get like 8-pound bags of those tater discs.
Yep. Crispy round or something.
Crispy, yeah. Listen, you don't see them very often anymore.
No, and I love them.
That was like $4 for an
Yeah.
8-pound bag. Where
I
are you
like
gonna
them
find
better
that?
than I do the regular tater tots.
Well, I'm a tater tot guy.
'Cause
You
it's
know what I'm
crunchy.
saying?
Especially you get them crunchy in the, oh man,
Yeah, you like the country,
the crunchy,
crunchy country?
crunchy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? No, you're not saying it
crunchy
right.
country,
Country.
crunchy,
Crunchy country.
crunchy.
You see what I'm saying? It says that potatoes are credited of solving food shortages for ages.
I got a question. Is it potato or potato?
I'm going potato.
I'm going potato.
You're going potato? I'm going potato. And again, it doesn't matter because we can do this and we live in America and you're a potato and I'm a potato and we're both happy and we're still breathing
And
the
we all
same air.
breathe in the same air.
Yeah.
All right.
During a particular bad food shortage, people in Germany refused to eat potatoes, which their king had made available in abundance. Germans at that time deemed it a lowly food not deserving of their gastronomic cravings. Boo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've had potatoes
Yeah.
that are not that good.
Right.
You know, is it potatoes or potatoes?
Potatoes.
You sure about
I
that?
want potatoes. I want a bunch of potatoes.
Well, speaking of that, we're talking about Germany. Let's just go right into France. How about that?
Okay.
France has accused U.S. diplomats of meddling or diddling with the DIKTAT about the DEI policies.
Yeah.
Okay, tell people what DIKTAT DIKTAT is?
DIKTAT.
DIKTAT.
All right, folks. DIKTAT.
Now this is going to be out of the Webster Dictionary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you hold on. It is a strict order or decree or something else.
Strict order or decree, meaning policy change, right?
Yes.
Well, in Paris, a French minister on Sunday accused U.S. diplomats of interfering with operations of French companies by sending them a letter telling them that the president of the United States rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives could also apply outside of the United States. French media said that the letter received by major French companies was signed by an officer of the U.S. State Department who is on the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Paris. The embassy didn't respond to question this weekend from the AP, Associated Press. Le Figaro daily newspaper published that it said it was a copy of the letter. The document said in the executive order that Trump signed in January terminating DEI programs within the federal government also applies to all suppliers and service providers to the United States government, regardless of their nationality and the country in which they operate. The document asked recipients to complete, sign, and return within 5 days a separate certification form to demonstrate that they are in compliance. That form, also published, said all Department of State contractors must certify they do not operate any programs promoting DEI that violates any applicable anti-discrimination laws. So, I want to explain something to somebody. When these DEI programs were in place, it favored people in the LGBTQIA plus community.
Yep.
It favored people and it picked winners and losers based on your perception of your social abilities and rights, correct?
Correct. Yeah, that is correct.
And what he's saying now is, okay, we're not going to pay you more just because you're part of the LGBTQIA thing. You get no special treatment. Nobody gets any special treatment. There's going to be no discrimination, right?
Right. Yeah.
So France is saying, oh, those BASTARDS Americans
right.
are discriminating.
Yeah.
Except we're not discriminating. We're doing anti-discrimination now. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Like, if the government is going to do a favor for somebody based on their sexual orientation, that's giving them a leg up on the ladder of success, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I agree with that.
So shouldn't it be, whether you're hetero, whether you're gay, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just, if you have the best product or service at the best price, we do business with you.
Pretty much. That's it.
Okay.
Necessarily, that's the only main thing.
So what's wrong with this picture?
I think they have a complaint about nothing.
Well, they came out right away and said that it's out of the question that will prevent our businesses from promoting social progress. Thankfully, a lot of French companies don't plan to change their rules. Well, then it's very simple. You don't have to change your rules. We're not dictators. You just won't get our money.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
It's pretty simple.
And who in their right mind said that enriching someone based on their sexual preference was social progress?
Yeah, because really that's not getting us anywhere.
That's discriminatory practices.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's discriminatory practices. We're not about discrimination.
No, that takes us 10 steps backwards.
So, they talk about you need to return Lady Liberty and, French are getting a little hot and bothered. And can you talk in French?
I will do. No, I can't. No.
ABC, FU,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of getting sick of the French.
I am.
You know what I mean? Like I'm to the point I might take French's.
I'm to the point where they
get it out of my fridge.
They can come get it. The Ishtar statue in New York City. I don't care.
Well, my thing is very simple. We're not dealing with the globalist, fanatic, progressive commies anymore.
Right.
We're back to normal land.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care what you do in your bedroom. We don't care. That's called normal land. That's where normal people in America live.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't pick on people because who they want to be with.
It's like my dad always said, your boundaries should be inside your house.
Exactly.
And that's it.
You know, and I can disagree with you about what you're doing. You can disagree with what I'm doing. But it's still up to us, and we're not going to get hostile or hurtful. Right. You don't need to enrich a certain group of people because you have a social objective that you're trying to reach. I mean, that's what it is, right?
It is. It sounds like they're trying to force the issue on the United States.
Social objective. Well, what they're saying, the French are saying, well, Americans are forcing. No. We're not forcing. Opposite. See, we are in the position because we're the buyer.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? We're the buyer.
Right.
So we can say, if you're not willing to comply with what we want, we just won't buy it from you.
Yeah.
We're not forcing you. Don't take our money.
Yeah.
You know, go to the other richest country in the world, whoever that may be, and go jump into their economy.
Exactly. See how long it lasts.
Otherwise, what is the French word for arse?
I don't know.
Can you look it up?
I sure can.
Let's see what it says. Let's see if you can pronounce the French word for arse.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they can, you know. What's it say?
It's feces.
Feces. Let me see. Feces?
Yeah, Fesses, folks.
Fesse.
And then they got cull.
You can kiss our fesse.
And then they got cull, C-U-L.
Cool?
Yeah.
It's cool. You can kiss our fesse.
Fesses is the neutral word for buttocks in
really?
French. Cull is the vulgar term known as, might want to beat me.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good way to say it. You know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay.
French. You know, they say French are our friends, but are they? I mean, in this globalist society.
I think any more lightly enhanced, I really think the French are fried.
Well, it is National Tater Day.
Right.
You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Are any of these countries actually countries anymore?
No, I don't.
Because it kind of seems to me like the UN has like this like the countries became Play-Doh.
It feels like their UN agenda is sticking with a lot of these countries, and they haven't moved on like the U.S. is trying to move on away from the UN agenda.
Well, it's like the stay stank.
Right.
Has went down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's all crappy and it all stinks.
It does, just like their river.
Yeah. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just, it is what it is.
Right.
Speaking of that, I wonder if these are French bats that the Yankees are hitting with.
Might be, if they're toothpicks.
Torpedo-shaped bats draw attention after Yankees hit team record 9 homers in rout of Brewers. Okay, everybody knows I'm kind of a Brewers supporter. You know what I mean?
Just a little bit.
New torpedo bats drew attention to the New York Yankees hit a team record 9 homers. And get this, those 9 homers traveled 3,695 feet on Saturday.
Wow.
They are using a strikingly different model in which wood is moved lower down the barrel after the label and shapes the end like a little bowling pin, according to Paul Goldschmidt, Cody Bellinger, Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, Jazz Grissom Jr. homered in New York's 20-9 rout of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
The Yankees hit 4 more homers in a 12-3 win Sunday, and their 15 homers through the first 3 games matched the 2006 Detroit Tigers for the most in the history of Major League Baseball.
Unreal.
Major League Baseball keeps it uncomplicated. Here's the bat rules. That they have to be under 3 feet, .02. The bat shall be smooth, round stick, not more than 2.61 inches in diameter at the thickest part of the wood, and not more than 42 inches in length. The bat shall be one solid piece of wood, meaning no corks. And it goes on to state that there may be a cupped indentation up to 1 1/4 inches in depth and 2 inches wide and with at least 1 inch diameter. And experimental models must be approved by Major League Baseball.
Well, did they approve it?
Well, I mean, what it goes on to say in here is that last year they were at a Cubs game.
Okay.
And they were able to try out these new bats before the Cubs game. And I read that and I got these memories just flying into my head about Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
You know, he had a special bat.
Yeah.
Do you think they let him use that special bat?
No, they did not.
Okay. You know, so what I'm saying is it's got a funny smell to it.
It does.
You know, it's a little fishy.
It kind of reminds me of the Chris Sabo bat back years ago for the Reds. He always had a corked bat, and everybody knew it, even the other team. He'd take it out there, and they'd just see how far they could hit a ball at the old Riverfront Stadium. You know, and they used to torch them, like hit them way in the upper deck because, you know, it was a loaded bat with 3 baseballs inside of it, I think.
Well, it says Mr. Bellinger was first presented with the torpedo-shaped concept in a batting practice session last season with the Chicago Cubs, but did not use it in a game. He was given a more advanced version during spring training of this year. Who gave it to him?
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what I'm saying? Did the MLB come out and say that it was okay?
I don't know. It don't sound like it.
Okay, so it changed. Now, Bellinger, the 2019 National League MVP with the Los Angeles Dodgers, switched from a maple Louisville slugger to a birch bat and cited Major League Baseball's 2010 rule narrowing the maximum diameter from 2.75 inches. I'm usually a maple guy, but birch, for me, allows me to get the bigger barrel because I wasn't grandfathered in.
Right.
What do you think of that?
I don't know, man. It sounds like it needs to be investigated.
Investigation big time.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you're a Major League Baseball team and you score 9 runs,
yeah,
wouldn't you say that you got a pretty good shot of, you know, at least being in the game?
Yeah. If the Yankees start putting up a bunch of runs this week on other teams, then that's what you got to watch because you're going to know something's up.
Well, through the first 3 games, they are tied with the record of all time.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, think about that for a second.
That was unreal.
I think somebody should step in right now.
Yeah.
I think they should investigate it because, you know, just a little bitty tiny part of those bats being a little bit heavier or being just a little bit bigger makes a huge difference.
The ounce and everything. Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm just saying the Brewers should have not lost to the Yankees with experimental gifts
bats, you're saying?
of torpedo-shaped bats.
That weren't approved by the league office, huh?
Well, it doesn't say they weren't approved, but it doesn't say that they were given to them either.
Okay.
So
something's got to give. The league office needs to make an announcement on this.
Well, it says, Bellinger said it's all within regulation. They made sure that before the season even started.
Oh, okay.
Knowing that I imagine at some point, the way these bats look, that it's going to get out at some point.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, it seems to me the way that he's making it sound is they stayed within what the MLB said, so the MLB actually didn't test it.
Wow. And if they're using these bats and they're legal, why can't all the other teams use them?
Well, that's what I'm kind of saying. But, I mean, is it an unfair advantage? And who gave it to them?
Right.
Why were they at batting practice with the Cubs and suddenly got given these to try out? Who gave them to them?
Exactly. Something's up.
Yeah, something's weird is happening, you know. It says the past couple seasons kind of speak for itself, Judge said a day after his 3rd career homer game. Why try to change anything? Well, you know, I'm just saying. I'm not saying. Now, this is important because this could affect your kids. There's a new game going around right now called the Senior Assassin Game. It's kind of dangerous. This is on your side from KYI3. Police and educators in the Ozarks are warning about Senior Assassin Game. Now, it's all in the name of having fun, but during senior year. But police say it can have deadly consequences. Perhaps you've seen it in your social media news feed. It's called Senior Assassin. It's basically tag with water or Nerf guns. You probably have an idea of where this is going, but kids shoot each other and the kid left standing wins and gets the prize. You can watch this on social media. Sometimes kids attack at night or jump out of a bush or car. So if a bystander doesn't know it's a game, it could go wrong. And that's exactly what happened in Florida, where an off-duty police officer shot a student who was playing the game.
Wow.
So, I mean, jumps out, doesn't know it's a game, a little bit dark out, thinks it's something that it's not. Bang. I don't know. It kind of makes you sad a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like, what can you do, man? It's nighttime, and everybody's clothing looks dark at nighttime.
No, it's a fact. I mean, it is what it is. Folks, you got to be careful out there. You know, we're not that far away from graduation.
No, not far at all. I've seen kids get pictures on sidewalks all weekend long. Everything.
Right. Well, it's Saturday. It was so beautiful. You know, we're getting ready.
Yeah.
We're getting ready. And I don't know if you noticed, but there was Hertz Donuts put out a couple things on Facebook about a new donut they had, a banana cream something.
Oh, okay.
And then they literally are telling people when they're having fresh batches of maple bacon Long Johns.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, have you followed them yet? Like on your personal page? Are you friends with them?
I'm not.
Boy, I'm telling you what, it might be dangerous for you to be on there.
That's what I'd be afraid of. If I get on there, I'd see everything I like.
You'd be like, oh my gosh, I got a hanker and I'm going over there.
Heaven.
You know what I'm saying?
Donut heaven.
Yeah, it is what it is. Folks, we love you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We will see you tomorrow.
Go get you some French fries.